I know exactly how to lose fat and build muscle. So explain to me this. Why is it that this past week I only worked out one time, I ate to the point of where I felt sick, and I felt completely off? Because it's not a knowledge problem. If you feel like you know what to do when it comes to losing body fat, but you're not doing it, chances are at least one of these three problems is happening. As a personal trainer and a nutrition coach, I see this all the time, but I also went through it myself. And honestly, this is something I'm seeing a lot right now with people who are using GLP-1s. The medication can absolutely help reduce food noise and appetite, but eventually, structure still matters.
Doggy's outside. Get her. Get her, doggy. Get her.
The first problem you're dealing with, if you know how to lose body fat but you're not doing it, is that you have not pre-decided your day. This past week, and honestly since Ren was born, I have not set an alarm unless I absolutely needed to, because she is my wake up. And I wake up, we get right into our routine. I make coffee, we make breakfast together, we eat, and then we do all of the things, all of the teeth brushing and getting dressed and just getting ready for the day. And then as soon as it's time for me to work, I go straight into work mode because work has a plan. But I don't. And when you don't decide ahead of time what you're going to do, then you just default to what is easiest in the moment. And this is where I see a lot of people struggle once the initial momentum of weight loss wears off, whether you are using a GLP-1 or not. Because when there is no structure, everything becomes reactive. So the solution to this first problem is actually pretty simple. I'm just pre-deciding my day. And that doesn't mean that I'm overhauling everything. What it means is that I'm going to focus on two things. I'm going to focus on my movement, and I'm going to focus on what I'm eating. So in terms of the movement, I'll be using the RepKey Fitness app because all of my workout programs are already in there. My workouts are scheduled in there, and I'm going to sync that with my personal calendar so I can block time and schedule those workouts so they're not missed and they're like showing up like an appointment. In terms of the eating aspect of things, what I'm going to be doing is planning out my meals. I have already some simple ingredients that I've prepped and put together to make some very nutrient-dense meals. Those are already planned out. Next, I'm going to set a timer so that I'm eating every couple of hours. And then this will help me kind of nourish my body throughout the day so that I'm not only satisfied throughout the day and not getting overly hungry at any point in time, but my energy is also maintained throughout the day. Because if none of this is decided ahead of time, then it's probably not going to happen. And if you're in a place where you know what to do, but you're just not doing it, that's exactly what this phase of my journey is about right now. And if you want to follow along and kind of see my rebuild in real time, then make sure you hit subscribe. If you know how to lose body fat, but you are not doing it, then you're probably dealing with problem number 2. Which is eating on autopilot when you are mentally overloaded. Now, something I noticed within myself this past week was that I sat down to a dinner that I had prepared myself. It was a bean quesadilla, and it was a very nutrient-dense meal, but I ate the entire thing to the point of where I felt sick. Now, I wasn't starving going into this meal, but I had a lot on my mind. I wasn't fully present in that meal, and I was just on autopilot. And this is important because not every overeating moment comes from hunger. Sometimes it comes from stress, it comes from overload, distraction, and emotional heaviness. All of the things that medication alone doesn't fix. If you ever feel like you're on autopilot when it comes to eating, then the solution to that is not trying to be perfect with your meals, but just focus on being more intentional in the moment. So slowing down and checking in with yourself. And that's exactly my plan going into this week and beyond. It's checking in with myself before, during, and after a meal. So I like to look at like a food scale, so to say, in terms, or a hunger scale, in terms of a 1 to 10, 3 being like, hey, I am hungry, my stomach is growling, don't let me get to a 2 because I might get hangry. And then on the opposite side of the scale, a 7 is where I'm fully satisfied. 10 is where I'm like sick, need to go to bed. So you want to be in the middle of that scale. So I'll be checking in with myself because I know that when I'm more present, then I just make better decisions naturally. If you know how to lose body fat, but you're not doing it, then you're probably dealing with problem number 3. This honestly has changed everything for me. Problem number 3 is not having a plan for your worst days. Most people build their plans for when they have time, when they have energy, and when they are feeling motivated. And honestly, this is one of the biggest things I think people miss when trying to lose weight long term, especially on a GLP-1, because eventually motivation will level out, life will get busy again, and stress comes back. And if your plan only works under perfect conditions, it won't last. And that's exactly what was happening to me. So instead of building a plan for your best day, make a plan for your worst day. And for me, that's a 15-minute at-home workout. Instead of overcomplicating this, I'm just starting small. I'm committing to that 15-minute at-home workout because no matter how busy my day is, no matter how I feel, no matter how my day goes, it's something that I can still commit to. Here's the exact 15-minute workout that I'll be doing on my worst days. And you can actually follow along with me because I'll lead you through the workout. But I know that if I can always fall back on this, then I'll stay consistent. In the last video, I had mentioned that one of the biggest mistakes people make when it comes to a weight loss journey, whether you're using a GLP-1 or you're losing weight naturally, is that you need a foundation to build on. And what I'm realizing now is that your foundation has to evolve with your life. Before pregnancy, I had this very solid foundation for which I built a really great workout routine, nutrition plan around, and I was able to implement that because there were no significant changes in my life from week to week. Everything just kind of flowed. So I was able to implement that same foundation, those same routines for a few years. And then postpartum, I actually tried to force that same foundation, that same version, and it just didn't work. But then around 18 months postpartum, I did rebuild a foundation for something that actually fit my life. But now life has shifted again, and there's more work, there's more of a mental load, and I didn't adjust my structure to match that. And that's what I'm doing now. Because this isn't about having a perfect plan. Whether you are using a GLP-1 or not, eventually we all have to build habits and systems that work in real life. Because the difference between knowing what to do and actually doing it, it isn't discipline. It's having a structure that holds up, even on your worst days. If you're in this phase too, where life has shifted and you are working to rebuild that foundation, stick with me. I'm documenting all of it here.